Hi, and welcome to the Lifetouch Yearbooks and Active Educate webinar on how to incorporate online payments into your yearbook sales process. We are very excited here at Active Educate to partner with Lifetouch to allow you to offer a convenient online payment solution for parents this year. Hopefully together, we'll be able to help you sell more yearbooks this year than ever before. Now that you've gone through the web store setup wizard with your Lifetouch representative, the purpose of this webinar is to help outline what your next steps are and best ways to get the word out to parents about your yearbook information and your new online payment option. The agenda for today's webinar will cover: what do you do now that your web store has been created, best places to add your store link to your school website so that it's easy for parents to find, best practices in terms of getting the word out to parents about your yearbook sales and your new online payment option. We'll go through some free resources that we here at Active Educate have for you to help you with making the most of your online store. And last, we'll cover who do you call if you need some help. So let's get right into it. So what do you do now? Now that you've gone through the web store setup wizard with your Lifetouch representative, your next step is to get your web store link posted on your school website. After you completed the web store setup wizard, you should have received an email from Active Educate congratulating you on creating your store. So make sure to go back and check your inboxes for that email. In this email, you'll find the direct link to your web store, which looks like the highlighted link that you see on the screen. This is the link that you'll want to send over to your IT person at your school who is responsible for updating the content on your school website. When you send the link over to your IT person, you're going to want to make sure that they add the link somewhere very obvious and easy for parents to find, and that it takes parents no more than 2 clicks to access your web store. If they're searching all around on all pages of your school site, chances are they'll become frustrated and give up. So let's talk about what it means when I say obvious and easy for parents to find. Here are some examples of schools that have web stores of their own and screenshots of the home pages of their school sites. Couple things to notice. All of their links are very clearly displayed on their school sites, and they're all front and center, very easy to find. Parents can't miss them. When asking your IT person to add the link to your store onto your school site, here are a couple other things to ask. Number 1, we want to make sure that the link is placed on your home page somewhere above the fold, which means that it's on the top half of your school site and parents shouldn't have to scroll down in order to find it. Check out the example from T. Winkle Intermediate School. Their online store announcement is clearly displayed above the fold, front and center for parents to find. They also used a web button in the center of their page that parents can click on to buy their T. Winkle stuff online. Using web buttons is a great way to help your online store link stand out on your school site. Here are some actual examples of web buttons that current web store customers have used to help draw attention to their online payment options. Ask your IT person if they can create a web button for you to help draw attention to your yearbook sales information on your school site. One thing we don't want you or your IT person to do when referencing your online store is to use the full link to your web store. It's too long and too confusing for parents to remember and doesn't look very pretty on your school site. So if web buttons aren't an option for you, just have your IT person code the link using some short text that says web store or new online store or even buy your yearbooks online, so that when parents click on this text, it directs them to your web store automatically. Now that we know how and where to add the link to your web store onto your school site, let's discuss the best ways to message your yearbook sales information and your new online payment option to parents. As we all know, if they don't know about it, they're not going to buy one. Let's talk about all of the ways that you and your school communicates with parents. There's the most popular ways, such as flyers, posters, emails, and even auto dialer phone calls home. So whenever you have a push for your yearbook sales using one of these strategies, you'll always want to make sure to include the messaging that parents can pay online by going to your school website. So take a minute to jot down all of the ways that you communicate your yearbook sales information to parents and make sure that before any messaging goes out that the link to your school website is on there along with the notice of you can now pay online. We did talk a lot about your school website in the slides before, but here are a couple other places to think about adding your store link onto your school site other than just onto the home page. If you have a yearbook information page, PTA pages, or parent portals such as School Loop, Aries, Edline, etc., where parents have to log in on a regular basis and view student information, ask your IT person to add the link to these pages as well so that parents can't miss it. Social media is becoming a more popular way of reaching the parent masses at schools. If your school, PTA, or booster clubs have Facebook pages, Ask them to add the message that yearbooks are now on sale and parents can now buy online by going to your school website onto their Facebook wall posts. Schools are also doing such things as Twitter, text messaging, RSS newsletter feeds. So dig around and see what types of social media messaging your school does, and see if you can't get a notification to parents about your yearbook sales and any upcoming messages that might be going out. Other great ways to message to parents is to add information about your yearbook sales and your online payment option into your voicemail message or your email signature line if you happen to be the main point of contact for parents. If your school has a marquee, try to get your yearbook sales information displayed on there as well so parents can see it when they're dropping off or picking up students from school. One of the most popular ways that schools advertise their yearbook sales is by using posters and flyers. It's important to make sure that on any flyers or posters that you create with your yearbook sales information, that they have the Buy Your Yearbook Online message along with the link to your school website. We here at Active Educate do have templated flyers on our e-marketing center that are fully customizable that we'll show you how to access in just a few slides. Some great uses for flyers are to hand them out during back-to-school night, PTA meetings, hang them around school, include them in any newsletters that are sent out, and definitely make sure to include them in all yearbook-related information that parents receive. When working with Lifetouch, make sure that your yearbook order forms or flyers that they provide to you includes messaging about your online payment option. Here's an example of an order form from an elementary school with an example of the verbiage and placement of where to add your online payment information. Your yearbook representative will be able to help you with adding this text onto your flyers, so just make sure to ask. For best success in having an effective yearbook sales campaign and to sell as many yearbooks as possible this year, using a combination of all of the strategies that we've talked about thus far is key. All parents retain information differently, so it's most effective if you use a variety of messaging strategies to get the word out about your yearbook sales and your new online payment option. So make sure to utilize all the ways that your school communicates information to parents, such as direct mail, newsletters, flyers, school marquee, school announcements, so that you don't have any parents saying, "I didn't know yearbooks were on sale." Moving on to the free resources that we here at Active Educate have to help you with making the most of your web store and to help you with selling more yearbooks this year is our e-marketing center. This will be a great resource for you for messaging tips and free templates and downloads. To set up your free account, go to http://emarketing.activenetwork.com and click on the Register Here link underneath the login box. Complete the required information, and upon creating your account profile, log in and select Educate from the home page. Once in the e-marketing center, you'll see the quick link icons in the middle of the page that will direct you to more helpful information. To download the posters and flyers that you saw in this presentation, click on the graphic templates icon that you see on the screen. Here you can select which type of template you would like to download: a web button, an email, a poster, a flyer, or the full template package that includes a poster, a flyer, an email, a brochure, and a postcard, all of which are fully customizable with your school colors, logos, and specific yearbook sales information. Click on the type that you would like to download and just click on the format in which you'd like to download the template and open it in for editing. Word versions are probably the most user-friendly for the majority of our customers. Over on the left, you'll see the link for the web buttons template. You can use our button generator to create your own specific web button, or you can choose to download one of the pre-created web store buttons and send that off to your IT person to add to your school site. Feel free to browse around the e-marketing center at any time for additional marketing tips and free resources. So let's quickly recap what we've covered so far. Number 1, your first step now that your store has been created is to get your web store link posted on your school site. Remember, nobody can find it until that happens. Have your IT person use web buttons on your school website to help draw attention to your yearbook sales information and your new online payment option. Make sure to use a variety of different messaging strategies to help get the word out to parents about your yearbook sales, and work with your Lifetouch representative to make sure that your online payment option is added to all yearbook order forms and flyers that they provide to you. Make sure to utilize the Active Educate e-marketing center at any time for helpful resources and free templates. And last, who do you call if you need some help? For technical assistance with your web store, please contact our Active Educate support team at 888-490-1234. 888-543-1555 or email at support.bluebear@activenetwork.com. Or if you'd like to learn more about other uses for your web store and best practices for maximizing online sales, please contact Julie Halliday at 888-543-7223, extension 3946, or via email at julie.halliday@active.com. That concludes our webinar for today. Thanks so much for listening, and best of luck to you this year with your yearbook sales.